After delivering a stunning finale to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, James Gunn has proven that he knows how to handle cosmic heroes with complex emotions, and that's exactly what Superman needs right now. Some spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 ahead. James Gunn's appointment as the head of DC's cinematic universe seemed logical. The director had made some of Marvel's best films with the Guardians of the Galaxy series, and he delivered the most acclaimed DC movie in years, The Suicide Squad, in 2021. But you might wonder why Gunn would choose to write and direct a new Superman movie himself. The character has been hard to adapt for the big screen in the modern era, and Henry Cavill's version, though popular with some fans, didn't last. Gunn also has a knack for witty sarcasm that suits Guardians of the Galaxy, but might clash with the Man of Steel. So the question remains, is Gunn the right choice to direct a Superman movie?
That's a good question.
After watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the answer is a clear yes. Though the two franchises differ in style and tone, Volume 3 shows how good Gunn is at the things that count: character development, emotional resonance, and heart. Amidst all the humor and colorful alien settings, the movie returns to what made the MCU great, honoring both its heroes and the time fans have spent with them. In short, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has sold us on James Gunn's Superman legacy movie. Superman's bright outfit, catchy name, and dedication to helping those in need set the standard for everything that followed, including the modern comic book blockbuster industry. But the world of caped comic characters has changed a lot since then. It's not enough to just save people anymore. You need over-the-top enemies, a multiverse, and countless crossovers. Maybe it's the simplicity of his costume or his Swiss Army knife powers, but Superman has managed to stay above the noise and still represents the spirit of those golden days. Clark Kent is known for being good and kind and brave and true, even in the darkest of times. He does the right thing, which is why we love superheroes in the first place. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 understands that message. It's accurate in its portrayal of what makes its heroes heroic. In the film's final act, the team fights through a whole ship of bad guys, not to kill the main villain or find the last Infinity Stone, but to save the many innocents trapped there. Kids, aliens, baby animals, every single life matters, and they all get out alive. After nearly a decade of action-packed climaxes and battles against Thanos and his ilk, the Guardians end their trilogy by saving lives, not doing stunts. And that's what Superman is all about. Marvel Studios has had plenty of hits since the Infinity Saga ended, including Loki, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and WandaVision.
But what is grief, if not love persevering?
But there have also been more than a few duds. At its worst, the franchise has become a focus-tested mishmash of setups, Easter eggs, and spot-the-cameo moments. Fortunately, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the good kind of Marvel movie, one that focuses on real character development instead of cheap callbacks. Volume 3 cashes in on 9 years of build-up. We get to see Nebula become an inspiring leader after a tragic, rage-filled life. Rocket overcomes his immense trauma and finally accepts himself as he is. These arcs work because of how much time we've all spent with the characters. Though he's a larger-than-life figure, Superman needs that same kind of attention. The character fails when he's treated as less than a person and more than a god, a titanic emblem of goodness with no actual arc to speak of. The appeal of Kal-El is that he chooses to be Superman time after time, even though he could just as easily conquer all of Earth in an instant. Additionally, Superman needs to stand on his own, apart from any other sub-series or Justice League teammates. If he is to be the heart of Gunn's new DCU, it needs to be a heart that beats and bleeds, and not just a logo. Though they're still silly more often than they're not, the Guardians of the Galaxy films may also be the most emotionally complex in all of the MCU. Each one of the main characters is deeply flawed and haunted by the ghosts of their pasts. Over the course of the story, they're all forced to confront their traumas, ultimately finding new things to fight for and ways to improve themselves. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 continues with that trend, giving the team an emotionally resonant send-off.
That is the gist of it.
Gunn's ability to handle messy characters and emotionally muddled storylines makes him a great choice for the DCU, and for Superman in particular. Clark Kent might seem like a much more sunshine and rainbows character than other DC heroes like Batman or John Constantine, but telling his story the right way requires an understanding of the complicated world around him. He too is a man born of tragedy, shipped away from his family and his entire home planet while just a baby. Out of that tragedy, and with the guidance of some compassionate adoptive parents, he discovers the drive to help the helpless wherever they might be. Superman's strength is born of grief, just like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Hopefully, Gunn's strong track record of writing nuanced comic book character arcs will parlay into a fantastic Man of Steel film. Few details have been revealed about James Gunn's Superman movie, which is set to be released in 2025. However, the writer-director has dropped a couple of clues. Speaking about the script on Twitter in March of 2023, Gunn said that the story will largely focus on Superman's heritage, how both his aristocratic Kryptonian parents and his Kansas farmer parents inform who he is and the choices he makes. What exactly does that have to do with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Well, a lot, actually. Consider Rocket's arc in the third Guardians film. He has to deal with a violent and complicated history in order to become the hero he knows he can be. Sound familiar? How about Nebula and Gamora, who both have to grapple with their dark upbringing by Thanos in order to take ownership of their lives? For his entire comic book movie career, Gunn has been telling stories about how our history shapes us, about how it determines our paths and the ways we can break away from it. From the sound of it, Gunn's Superman legacy will be as much about Krypton as Earth. For a director who's built his reputation on the backs of sci-fi superhero movies, that makes a lot of sense. Of course, the two will still be quite different, with Gunn telling Rolling Stone in April 2023, "It's not like Superman is going to have exactly the same vibe as a Guardians movie, it's actually quite different." We still have a while to wait before Gunn's Superman vision becomes clear, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a strong endorsement of what the director could be cooking up.